They lived in...
Let me start the program tonight by sharing a little behind-the-scenes anecdote with you. Now, we've been doing this show. We're going into our 24th year.
Yeah.
We will have been on NBC. And you would think that in that time, doing a show nightly in front of a live audience, everything that could happen has happened. Wouldn't you think so?
I think so, yes.
Tonight is a little bit different. Tonight's something that has never happened to me in my entire life in television happened right here a few minutes ago. I was up talking to the audience, right? You folks? And we're chatting and we're having a pleasant enough time. And Bill says, Dave, it's time to start the show. So I tear myself away from the audience. I come down this aisle right there and I'm shaking hands with people who have extended their hands. And I'm saying, hello, nice to see you. And as I leave, a gentleman sitting right there on the corner pats me on the back of the leg. right about there, just right there. Right about. I appreciate it. Thank you. Nice of you. I appreciate it. Thank you, sir. A little, about right there. And you know, I enjoyed it. I'm sorry. What can I tell you? Good night, everybody. Drive safely. Huh? Hey! You know, sometimes I could just kick myself for being so stupid. Here's what happened last night at my house. I'm working on my Morse code. I'm tapping it out on my phone, my little touch-tone phone. And the next thing you know, I've dialed Brazil. Oh, man. Right there, just about there. Like I'm Mr. Ed or something. Attaboy. There you go. Interesting, I came across, they're doing some psychological studies, and there's an interesting story in the New York Times today on the front page. A fascinating statistic. At least once a week, a General Electric executive begins his therapy session by saying, well, I'm still having problems in the bedroom. That's fascinating.
My goodness.
Yeah, that's right.
I didn't know.
That's right. Oh, boy, there's trouble here. Have you been reading about all of this nonsense? Jane Pauley, beloved host of the Today Show, I guess, is leaving the Today Show. She announced that she will more than likely leave the Today Show at the end of the year. Willard Scott, on the other hand, announced that he would be staying with the Today Show, but that his hair will be pursuing other projects. And Sunday, right here on NBC, yet another 8 is Enough reunion special. You know, I think as far as 8 is Enough reunion specials are concerned, 1 is enough. Don't you? Hey, this is a pretty good show. We got a great program. Hey, America, where would you be without your cars, your planes, your railroads, or your airlines? Well, probably where you are now, sitting at home, wasting time in front of the TV. Anyway, tonight let's take a look at some noteworthy achievements in the history of travel and technology right here in the Museum of Transportation. Well, what a stroke of luck. The museum is open. Recently, archaeologists uncovered evidence of the world's oldest vehicle. It was a prehistoric wagon, and the parts they unearthed include this, of course. This is a stone wheel. I think that's fascinating. And also this. This is a Stone Age air freshener. They found probably made out of marble and perhaps 100 BC or even older, I would guess. Yeah, probably much older. You know, Over the years, gas stations have given away many promotional items. You know, you go in for a fill-up, you get glasses, plates, knives. But perhaps the most popular collectible of all were from Exxon. It was the oil tankers of the world. Take a look at this. Just give that a shake and see what happens there. It seems unlikely. You know, in the Old West, travel by stagecoach was grueling and, of course, unpleasant. So, to lift their spirits, stagecoach riders would frequently attach this novelty item to a window. Here it is right there. They would put that on the window. They would just attach it, the stagecoach riders would attach it to the window. It's the President James A. Garfield doll. Yeah. You see, back then they didn't have Garfield the cat, so it's James A. Garfield. And of course, in those days, they didn't have state-of-the-art suction, so that's a problem. We've come a long way in the area of suction. Well, and I think this show tonight is certainly proof of that. Well, thank you. Here now we have a brain teaser for the kids right over here. Can you unscramble the letters in the name of this New York City cab driver? Yeah. Okay, it's a trick question. They're already unscrambled. Appreciate that. You know, everybody is familiar with Leonardo da Vinci's prophetic notebook sketches of the helicopter and also the submarine. Well, here at the Museum of Transportation, we are proud to possess Leonardo's sketches for, that's right, the Mr. Softy truck. There, did some early sketching on the Mr. Softy truck. What history of transportation would be complete without a tribute to the men and women who have helped make shipping and commerce safe and profitable for over 50 years. And of course, I'm speaking of the Loyal Brotherhood of Teamsters. You know, we wouldn't have been able to construct this set or even do this show without the help of the Teamsters. And for that, we thank and salute you.
Excuse me, Dave.
Yes, Paul.
I've noticed it in all the other exhibits
Right.
here at the Museum of Transportation. There was a little joke attached to them.
That's right.
Shouldn't there be a joke in this case?
I don't think so, Paul. Okay. You know, it's a sad fact that it's a sad fact that over the years there have been several unsafe and even deadly failures in the world of automobile production. Of course, there was the unbalanced Suzuki Samurai of the 1980s, and then, of course, you had the explosive Ford Pinto of the 1970s, just to name a couple. But perhaps no car was ever so blatantly hazardous as the limited edition 1957 Packard Deathmobile. There's an ad for it right there. It's just... The slogan was, if you can drive it off the lot alive, it's free. That was the 19... This is state-of-the-art suction, isn't it? Thank you. Thank you very much, Cal. Here now is one of the most popular areas in the Museum of Transportation. It's the test lab for alternative fuels. And what are we going to be testing today here?
Today we're testing Cher's perfume, uninhibited.
This is Cher's new perfume, uninhibited. All right, go ahead and add a little there to the, looks like a V8. Okay. That's Cher's new perfume.
Uninhibited.
Uninhibited, yeah. Okay. Well, I think it's time for us to leave the Museum of Transportation. That's it. Makes me a little bit jumpy, but now we have to go on. And
You got to go on.
Yeah, put that behind us, I guess, don't
Got
we?
a great show coming up.
Went to, yeah, tonight.
Fabulous guests.
That's right. You know, what do you think of this Jane Pauley deal, by the way?
Yeah,
She doesn't, as I understand it, she doesn't want to leave.
Yeah.
I think that the show won't be as good without her. So well, what's the big concern? Why is she going away?
Why is she going away?
I don't know, but I hope she doesn't leave. She's been here 13 years. We watched her grow up on that show.
We sure did. Well, let's get her on the show and talk to her about it.
All right, we'll do that. Oh, hi.
Yeah. Still on.
By the way, I have to mention something. We are not running this television program, or NBC as far as I know, we're not running a contest for the best leftover lamb recipe. So please, please stop faxing your recipes for leftover lamb dishes. All right? Thank you. I've been asked to pass that along. We're just inundated upstairs.
Must have been a mix-up.
Oh, it's some kind of a mix-up. It must be the wrong show. Yes, I am Dave Letterman. Just feel free to call me Dave. Our first guest tonight, a very... How you doing?
Good.
So what?
So I'm coming out of a limousine last night in a tuxedo.
Right.
11:30 at night. One of the people in this city that you see them all the time, the autograph people.
Oh yeah.
The knit hat, you know. Looks like they deliver for the florist, you know. And he comes up to me and goes, "Hey, Mr. Bill. Dave Letterman's over at Rick's, New York, eating a nice piece of salmon." That's what he says to me. So is that true?
Yeah, there's this restaurant on the Upper East Side, and a friend of ours here at work invited us all to go up there last night.
But how would I? But this is like hit the streets.
Yeah,
what time?
I know.
What time are you eating?
I don't know. They had a guy operating a telegraph device.
Well,
just the second we ordered it, went out on the wire.
So
I
said, did he have an appetizer?
Morty, who was this guy? So, Morty says, come up to this restaurant, and we go up to this dive. Frankly,
dive?
Yeah, New Year's, it'll be gone. It'll be a roller rink again. So we go up and we're having...
So this guy, I mean, this is one of those guys.
We had a very nice time. A lovely, lovely place to dine.
So I...
If Tad's is full, go to this place. No, I can't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't. It's a great restaurant.
It's a great place.
See, Thank you, Morty.
No,
Thank
but
you very much.
I mean, this is not a setup. He just ran right up to me.
I know. They have runners who go out and announce people's order.
But, hey, Robert Q. Lewis just had a burger.
Of course, it was Robert Q. Lewis.
They're all in show business. Everybody's in show business.
But anyway, the producer of the show said, come up to the restaurant and we'll have dinner, and that's how that happened.
Oh,
that's all it was.
No, I know. I'm not, you should go to restaurants,
Hell yeah.
You gotta eat.
Yeah, you do.
And, this guy, but it hit the streets. That's what I was hysterical
A nice piece of salmon.
He said a nice piece of salmon.
I also...
Probably looking through the window like a little urchin, I wish I could have a talk show so I could get a nice piece of salmon. Everybody's in show business.
Did you go in there then? Have you been into the restaurant?
No, I won't.
If they have a pretty good deal. Right there on the menu it says, if the owner of the restaurant comes over to your table more than twice, you dine free.
Oh, really? Yeah. I used, those restaurants that have pictures of the stars who eat there.
Yeah.
Like Nathan's, always used to have pictures of, like, Buddy Hack in 1955 with a hot dog. Love those things. And every comedian who was popular in the 40s or 50s had the same resume picture. It's this.
Yeah. Kind of a wacky take.
Appearing tonight.
Anyway, let me just apologize to you, Morty, and to the restaurant. We had a lovely time, and thanks for bringing it up. Now, anyway, I went and saw this movie, When Harry Met Sally. You guys did a very nice job with that.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was very entertaining.
Thank you. I had a great time. I had a wonderful time.
And it's doing huge business.
Huge. It's still doing great. People love it. People see it a couple of times. And, we made it in New York with Teamsters. And, yeah, they watched us make that movie. And,
but, you say you made it in New York, like people might not know. Like they were thinking, what is that, Logansport, Indiana? No,
well,
we knew it
but
was
that's
New
the
York.
strangest thing. Now, you can shoot in Central Park, and it'll be, and it's some beautiful shots of Central Park, and people will say, you guys really do that in Central Park? They think everything's a backtrip.
Right.
Everybody's in show business. The construction workers today on Park Avenue on 58th, it was an unusual day. It was beautiful today.
Yeah,
and
we've had a great fall.
Yeah, and the water main didn't break, so it was an unusual day. And this guy yelled at me, "Hey, I'll have what she's having."
There you go.
Know, from the deli scene.
Which, as you told us the last time, I think was your line, and you gave it to Rob Reiner's mother.
Well, Rob gave it to his mother.
Yeah, but it was your line, and she...
I wrote the line,
yeah, that's nice. And then this HBO show from Moscow, this is a pretty mind-boggling undertaking.
It was really interesting.
So logistically, how do you get this thing accomplished?
It was really difficult. We had about 60 people come from all over the world. The most important was a catering truck that came from England. This is true because the food is, they drink sand.
It's much better in England.
Yeah, much better in England, but they eat sand.
Yeah.
But they sent a truck on a barge to France and then drove.
Is that right?
Yeah, because it takes, first of all, I joke on a special that the Russian 5-year plans are getting a waiter to come to your table. But because it's impossible there. And the food is not quite up to human standards. So it's a... but I love those people.
Now, did you do stand-up on the show?
I did, yeah. Did some concert work.
In what facility? What hall?
The Pushkin Theater.
No. Really?
Yes, well, Dave, you're not gonna get the Lunt
No,
Theater, the Eugene O'Neill is not gonna be there. It's gonna be Pushkin and Shlishin and Gavarit and Palusk, and I spoke Russian to them. And
now, who makes up the audience?
We had recruited some people from embassies, and then we just took ads in the paper. An evening with an American comedian. They've never heard of me. They've never seen anything that I've done. Except rabbit test, and they...
Whoa!
I kid me. And
pretty funny.
Oh, thanks. You're in a majority of one. And they lined up at 3 o'clock in the afternoon for an 8 o'clock show.
Wow.
Because somebody was coming to talk to them.
Now, did you get the sense that the audience was, despite the fact that you did run the ads, did you get the sense that it was in some measure filtered or screened or hand-chosen or people were coerced to go?
No. Once the beating subsided and they stopped hosing down the balcony, they were in good shape.
But did they speak English, these people?
They spoke English, but you have to understand that a Russian speaking English is not, our kind of English, especially for stand-up, which is quick and sarcastic. And I didn't want to take the chance of offending them when I didn't even mean to. So it was difficult.
Did you work through a translator?
I spoke Russian for the first 5 or 6 minutes, and that seemed to really go over quite well. And then it took me about 3 months to write the kind of show I thought I could do there. And they just loved it.
So they did respond. There wasn't a moment of, oh my gosh, I'm really in over my head.
I thought I was in over my head a couple of times, but they were great. I mean, when I look at the show, I get a good feeling because I keep going, I did this in Moscow.
Well, it's really, it's an amazing accomplishment. I mean, even to go over there and do an average show would be an amazing accomplishment.
Yeah, I thought if I got 6 to 10 minutes of stand-up in the show, and the show was 75 minutes long, I'd be really happy because there was a lot of sketches and things.
Now, is that available on your basic cable system?
HBO,
you have to pay extra for this?
October 20th, you have to pay for it.
Okay.
You know what, Dave?
What?
Come over, we'll have a nice piece of salmon.
I have to do a commercial. 7th, Roberto Duran.
He's fighting Roberto Duran again.
Yeah. Think that's a good idea?
Sure.
Yeah, I do too.
He's right backstage. No, he shouldn't fight again.
I guess maybe I'll ask him.
Yeah. Well, have you ever had Roberto Duran on the show?
Huh? No, we haven't.
Because he loves salmon.
Yeah, he loves salmon. This is a nice restaurant. It's the kind of place that on your way out where you can buy cigarettes and cigars, you can also buy cufflinks. So if you left yours...
Cufflinks.
That's right. It's a nice place.
With Rick Newman's picture
took us all up there, and then the meal was on the house. Thank you again, Robert. It was a great time. We had a lovely evening. Yeah. Yeah. Place was packed with hitters. Anyway, where were we?
We were at Sugar Ray Leonard.
Oh, no, but tell me about the baseball games. You've been following the playoffs?
Great games. Yeah. Didn't you like them?
Yeah.
You know what
I liked was Will Clark. Now, there's an amazing piece of...
Yeah, but... All right. Now, one of the greatest series of all time, this guy. And he looks intense, but he has the Mike Tyson syndrome.
I didn't know that. I'd actually never heard him talk.
It's way up there. Now, I love this guy. He's a great player, but It's that thing where it doesn't fit, you know, the boom, that stance, that boom. Well, MVP, you hit 657. How do you feel? I tip my hat to everybody.
Really?
Oh, yeah, it's way up there. He's got the black stuff on his eyes, and he's covered with champagne. That's a great team effort. I love this team. It's, I'm just so happy. The knee's killing me, but, he's great. You know, I love that. It's just that thing.
To have a guy that can hit like that, he went like 13 for 20.
20.
Yeah, boy, that's the way you ought to be able to play that game.
Yeah.
Just unbelievable.
Well, you know, because it's a great World Series. Now, the A's are an unbelievably big team.
Yeah, like Jose Canseco is large, and...
he's 2 area codes, I'll tell you that.
Hey, but you know, Anton, thank you very much. There you go.
Why'd you come by bus? Come with us.
Should have been another one there.
I'm up front and the band flies in the back. He's huge. McGuire, it's like those industrial softball teams where the second baseman is 6'5", 480. Those teams, you know. Yeah, we got a good ball club, you know. We're looking forward, you know, to pitching duel. Those softball games are 58 to 49, you know. I can't turn a double play because I can't see my feet. You know?
I heard a guy today on the radio saying that he thought his assessment of the series would be that it would be a low-scoring contest, and I don't know.
Good pitching, good hitting.
Yeah.
I don't see where it's going to be. You know, Dave Stewart, they got great pitching, the A's, but they're huge. They're huge guys. If you know, I played baseball a little bit in college, and I entertained the thought of someday I would play, you know, if I wasn't an actor or whatever I was doing, you know, and I got taken out on a double play, and I got the ball here at second base. It was a slow-hit ball, man, on first base, and that's what you hate to hear. You know, oh, God, slow, because you know the guy's going to be right on top of you. I turned and saw the guy's uniform here. He hit me, and I spin up in the air. As I'm coming down, like in slow motion, there's a sign on the left field fence that said, auditions today. And I said, I'll be there in a minute, you know.
Are you in New York for a while? You going back home? What are you up to?
I'm going back Friday. I'm going back, tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a big screening tonight of the show.
And it is on for the first time on...
October 21st.
October 21st.
On HBO.
And it's you in all over Moscow?
All over Moscow. I play a number of different characters. And all new characters, and I'm as proud of this as I am of Harry and Sally. It's a good show.
Oh, great. Well, we'll look forward to seeing it. Nice to see you again.
Good to see you,
Come
Dave.
back anytime. From Indianapolis, and she's going to make everybody in the audience a fried bologna sandwich. That's right. Dave. Everybody here gets fried bologna sandwiches.
Excuse me,
let's get on
Dave.
with the big broadcast.
Dave.
Yes, Paul.
That doesn't really sound like our show now, does it? Are you sure those are the guests that
Let
are
me see here. No, it says right there. Actress Ellen Barkin. We have her down here for a moisturizing. Al Sharpton and fried bologna sandwiches from my
From your mother.
You know, I think I know what happened. This happened once before. I think I'm asleep. Let me check something here. Yeah, it's a dream. I'm dreaming. I can't feel a thing.
Dave, hold it. Dave, excuse me. Dave, Dave, stop. Dave, 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 Dave,
Oh,
Dave, Dave,
What? Oh, I must have dozed off. Thanks, Paul. Oh. I did. I'm sorry. I just dozed right off. We're going to do a commercial. Our next guest has been a world boxing champion in five different weight classes. On December 7th in Las Vegas, he will be rematched against Roberto Duran, the only man who ever beat him in the ring as a professional. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back to this program, Sugar Ray. You know, for just a second there, I caught a glimpse of you in the monitor. I thought maybe you had joined the clergy.
No, this is a new outfit I bought.
Looks very nice.
For your show.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
That you were about styles.
Yeah, I'm all about style.
Yeah, and I want to. And I really want to impress you.
Yeah, well, you always do. I'm always happy to have you here. Now, let's talk about this boxing deal a little bit. This guy, I think the first fight between you and Duran was what year?
It was 1980.
In Montreal.
In Montreal.
Montreal. He won a close fight, a decision.
He beat me on a decision, yes, 15-round decision.
All right. Now, the rematch takes place, what, a year later in New Orleans?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, actually, 6 months later.
6 months later.
And I beat him in New Orleans.
Yeah.
With the infamous No Mas.
That's right. Now, so how was he able to beat you the first time? Let's talk about that first for a second.
It was a matter of him beating me, I think, mentally, because it was the first time that I experienced the psychological warfare because he gave me a hand gesture that I didn't understand. And I didn't know how to respond to it because I was on television and I knew that, you know, kids were watching, so all I could do was smile and say, gosh, I'm mad at you.
Yeah. So in those days, this guy was known as really as tough a customer as you're going to run across in boxing.
Duran, I tell you, Dave, Duran was considered inhuman at the time.
Yeah, yeah.
Because he had a certain mentality.
He was crazy.
And aggression. Yeah. Well, he was close. Really, I mean, Duran would intimidate his opponents.
Right.
And I guess he got to me also.
Yeah. And then you go to New Orleans, and it's a different story. How then were you able to overcome that and defeat him? Because I don't think a lot of people ever quite knew what happened. He was complaining about having iced tea and eating steak before the match and that kind of stuff.
I think it was salami.
Salami.
No, he claimed that he had severe stomach cramps, which he couldn't continue with. He said it was very severe. But he also stated at one of the press conferences in Miami recently that he's going to disclose what exactly happened.
Oh, well, we'll be on the edge of our seats for that. But so now the stage is set after all of these years. This is going to be, I think, a great fight, don't you?
Well, I tell you, there is perception that people have. A lot of the quote-unquote boxing experts and critics say, like my last fight against Tommy Hearns, the perception of Hearns was the fact that he was a punch ticket, no chin, no legs. Couple rounds, I'll knock him out. Someone didn't tell Tommy Hearns that. Right. Because it was a tough fight. He was able to rise to the occasion because he was fighting me. Yeah. The same thing with Roberto Duran. He's like a little heavy, but that's Duran. I mean, Duran loves to eat. Yeah.
So he gets down. He'll get into the ring at what, about 320, 350?
No, Dave. I tell you, you know, Duran's gonna be in shape. Yeah. I know that, and I don't care what anyone says because he's a champ. He's been there before.
You know what? I hear people talking about it, and I